Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Another sunny day here in Colorado after a major snowstorm. Just a quick video on an update of a video I did 4 years ago, hard to believe, and has had 35,000 views. And it is a solar powered off-grid well pump video. So naturally over 4 years I've upgraded a number of things, and a lot of people have asked me and commented to give an update how it's been running, but we've been running almost 4 years now. But I have done some upgrades, and first thing is the solar panel here. I went to a Jinko 450 watt panel. Before I had 3 100 watt panels, and they were the Renogys, and they worked very well for almost 3 years, but I just recently replaced this. And this thing's 450 watts. And this panel will put out in full sun 23 amps into a Victron Energy MPPT charge controller. But simple process. I used a couple pipes from a chain link fence. These are satellite mounts that I happen to use, so I can actually loosen the 7/16 inch nuts, and I can tilt it for whatever time of year it is. During the summer it's almost flat, but right now we're in November here in Colorado, and yeah, so I've got it about probably 40 degrees right now. And then for some extra support for the wind, I put a couple of knee braces into the ground off of the 1 1/4 inch fence post. But it works great, and upside down there's the Jinko tag on it. But what the great thing is that this panel, brand new, was about 185 bucks here in Denver from Green Tech Supply, which is a steal for that kind of power. Unbelievable. The panels are getting smaller or staying the same size, but the power is just going up and up and up. All right, so let's go inside and take a look at my equipment room, where I have all the charge controller and batteries and such, and I'll take you through all that. My other solar arrays I have ground mounted arrays. I have 3 of them, and these are tiltable into the sun, and these are putting out about 350 watts each. So they go into a grid tied inverter inside my barn in the back. And then down the other side, if you look over there amongst the big pile of snow that slid off the roof, I have 11 solar panels down there. So total, everything in the sun, I'm putting out about 3.8 kilowatts into the grid. This is grid tied over here. My well pump is off grid, and I have other solar panels up on the roof that are really a hybrid. All right, so now we're in the mechanical room, where I have all the magic happening with the inverters and the charge controller and the batteries. But my well pump is, I'm 165 feet down. I have a 1 horsepower pump. It is 240 volts AC, 60 cycle. And my setup here is just works phenomenal. But to start off with the batteries, I have 4 of the new Ecoflow 100 amp hour batteries. You can see that, and I'll have the Amazon link in the description. But I had some AGM batteries here before, and about a couple months ago I upgraded to these Ecoflows. But these are 100 amp hours. I mean, Will Prowse has banged on these on his YouTube channel, and I ended up buying them on Amazon on sale for $200 each. Now, if you look at my other videos, like my RV, I have 7 100 amp hour Battleborn batteries, and those were probably up about $700-800 bucks. But I cannot believe these are down to like 200 bucks on sale. Right now I think they're about 220, 230 or so on Amazon, but I will put the link in the description. But I've been running on these now for a couple months, and they are just fantastic. But they are all in parallel. Again, 100 amp hours each, so I have 400 amp hour system. And then I'm charging them off the solar panel, what I just showed you, 450 watt Jinko solar panel. That goes into my Victron Energy. And before I had the Midnight Solar Kid on here, a 30 amp, but I decided I wanted to go to the Victron Energy, so I'm completely the same as my RV. I have all Victron elsewhere, so I upgraded this, and I had an MPPT 120 amp in here with that solar panel, but I was tacking it out, maxing out the charge controller with a 20 amp, so I went to a 30, and now I could go up to 23, maybe even 25 amps, depending on the position of the sun and all that stuff on that solar panel, which is phenomenal. but I'm coming through a fuse, cutoff switch, and then I have the Victron Energy battery monitor also on here. That's going through the negative shunt, so all my negative loads are coming through the Victron shunt. That goes into my Victron Energy battery monitor, and I'll show you a screenshot off my phone on that. But I also have Bluetooth in the charge controller also. So when I connect the Victron app to the house here, I could see my charge controller on one, and I could see my battery state on another. And again, it's set up for capacity of 400 amp hours. Here I have an Ames power. This is a 5,000 watt. I tried a 2,000 watt inverter previously, and I just didn't have enough oomph to run the well pump. So I went to this 5,000 watt Ames power, and it is a 60 cycle inverter, which has just been running amazing. Ames is a really good brand out there right now. And I could turn it off and on the top right here with a little switch, and it gives me my battery conditions and stuff right there. So that's the inverter that goes to the well pump. This is my transfer switch for the well pump. Open up the door. I have my switch selection here. Right now I'm all the way up. I'm on solar power. And if I click it to the middle position, then everything's off to the well pump. And if I put it down to bottom position, I am on the power grid of power company, power coming in. Also, I have a twist lock plug right here, 240 volt twist lock. Unplug it, and I could plug an extension cord in from a generator also on this, and then power the well pump that way. I wanted to build in case my batteries are already charged, but they're depleting down. And if it was a cloudy day for maybe 3 or 4 days and I'm getting pretty well depleted, but it happens to have grid power coming into the house, the grid's still up. We haven't had power failures like we usually do. So I wanted a way to charge up the batteries off of the grid also, in addition to the solar power. So on occasion, if it gets really bad, my battery's getting really low, I still have grid power to the system. I have this, what is it, a Heseco 2 or whatever, and it's a lithium battery charger, AGM, or whatever, you can select that. But it'll go from a 2 amp trickle all the way up to a 20 amp charger. Okay, so what I did is I ran that into a power strip with it plugged in, and I could turn that on, and this will activate, and then I could go on and charge the batteries manually. There it goes right now. And I could flip it up to go 20 amps. Right now my batteries are charged, so I'm not really needing any juice to charge them up. But this works really well. But on occasion, maybe a couple times a year in the winter with snowstorms, I'll turn that on to charge up the batteries. So as long as I had all this power, I figured I'd like to have also a 120 volt inverter. So I picked this up, 2300 watts. I've had this for like 5 years. And again, it works great also. And this is a full sine wave, and also the DC power inverter, the 5,000 watt Ames, is actually a modified sine wave. But for running the well pump, that's fine. But if you have sensitive electronics, you really need pure sine wave, which this is. And then what I did is I ran a line over to my furnace. Here's my furnace right here with all this light probably washing out the video. But right here I have a transfer switch too, going to the furnace, and I have this plug going to that 2300 watt inverter over there, 120 volt. And then same thing, I can go normal, which would mean I'm on grid. I could go off, or I could go on to solar power and run the furnace also. I do run this quite a bit, and it works well. Also with the load of the inverter for the well pump, both work great. That's about it. Here's some wind stuff. I have a wind tower up also. There's my dump load up there, my full wave bridge rectifier, because I have 3-phase AC coming in from the wind turbine, and then I convert it to DC, and it goes in a dump load, and then I can flip the switch here, and I can lock the blades in case it gets real windy or if I need to work on it. And this setup just works great. Please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you watching. Check out my playlist for my other solar project and hot rod builds and all the other crazy stuff I've been doing. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. You can give me the thumbs up, like button, smash that like button, as everybody says on YouTube. It definitely helps the algorithm. Let's go ahead and wrap it up, and have a great day.